Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm George. This is Malaka MotorSports. This is going to be part 2 of the RS3 VR6 world's first swap in my 2018 RS3. As you guys know, the first episode we posted up, I'll put in the link in the description if you haven't caught it already. We did make a playlist for this build. It's going to be extensive. It's going to be cool, and I'm really excited about it. Today, we're going to be unveiling the new turbo that I ended up picking up. Now, first I want to say this. We've used Garrett before. I use currently a GTX 4502 in the B5 and the 24 valve. Stav uses a Precision 6766 in his. I believe he's moving up to a much larger turbo. He also ordered the new Zona 10569S that he's waiting for. So we're going to kind of see what his car does in a Zona and with the new Precision. I wanted to work with Zona on this. Man, they've been so great. The customer service, the product that they put out. I mean, the billet center cartridge. I mean, it's amazing product that they put out. A lot of innovation coming out of this company. The only problem is they don't make a turbo big enough for the goals that we have. And now, before you guys kind of flame me and kind of say a few things, understand that the biggest turbo that they make, all right, I'll give you an idea, is kind of like the 1200 series turbo that they have. And they don't even have that in stock. And I want to make more power. I live in elevation, so I'm going to have to push this turbo a little bit harder. I need something with enough jam to make the power that we need, especially at the track at sea level, or maybe at events up here at 2,500 feet, 3,000 feet, here where I live in Lancaster, California. You know, from New York and growing up in New York, I never had to deal with like elevation or anything like that, especially with racing. But in California, where I live up in the mountains here, elevation's a thing. Now, some of you guys may live at 4, 5, 6, 7,000. Those guys up there, man, I don't know how you guys do it, but keep in mind here, I need a turbo that's going to be able to push the jam into the car and not have to overspin it, overclock it, and not have to blow it up. When Zona does make a big enough turbo and they do all the development and testing and they got something ready to go, they can make 1,500 horsepower. You best believe we're going to definitely hit up Zona and throw one of those on the car. I absolutely love working with them. But for now, we picked up a new G-Series G42 1450. That's right, I said that. G42 1450 for 1,450 horsepower. So anyway, let's check out this turbo and let's mock it up. Let me showcase it. Let's show you guys how big this thing is. All right, so we have Stav's Precision 6766 here. He has it out. He's waiting for his new Zona to come in, the 10569S. AKA the 1100 kit. So I asked them if I could use this as mock-up, so I just kind of have it here hanging out, and we're going to showcase what I believe this is good for about 800 or 900 horsepower turbo compared to the 1,450 Garrett G42. Really, really excited. Again, the kind of cool thing about these turbos are it's all new tech, and supposedly the much larger turbos spool a lot easier too. Look at the exhaust size. The exhaust housing portion is about the same size as Stav's turbo. And then you can see the back part, which is gigantic. Oh, look at this bad boy. Oh my God. Look at this. Oh my God. That is massive, people. Look at that compared. I don't know if you guys can see it well. I'm going to see if I can get the GoPro to focus, but look at that. So again, 1,450 horsepower turbo, dual ball bearing ceramic cartridge. Again, billet wheel, best of the best. Already has a tapped in flange for speed sensor. Again, we ran a speed sensor on the 1000 kit on the 5-cylinder car in the RS3 on the 5-cylinder engine. So when things get crazy and we start maxing out this turbo, we want to start monitoring turbo shaft speeds, which, you know, the tuner, Turbo Joe, may want to do that now. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not a tuner. I don't want to talk out of my ass, but, you know, we're going to see. At least we have that as an option. I think Garrett has an option on their website to order their sensor kit that actually bolts right up. It's the right length, and it'll work perfectly with this turbo. So they're a little pricey. They're a couple $100. So I'll see. I'll hit up Turbo Joe as we're, you know, getting down to the final assembly on this car. Once we have the motor out, if he needs me to put that in so he could wire it to the Cyvex ECU, we will in the RS3. Look at that. That is crazy. And we did get the V-band option. So HST is going to be making us a V-band manifold for easy swap out if we need to swap out, upgrade, switch to another turbo if we have to. Oh, one cool thing too about ATP turbo. So I ended up finding these coolant fittings. So the turbo itself, check this out, comes with its own coolant flanges and fittings and stuff, right? So you see that? Now these are kind of short, and getting a wrench in here to tighten down the hose is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. So what I ended up picking up, and I never used these before, you guys got to check these out. So they're billet extensions, all right, with a banjo. It's basically a banjo fitting, and instead of it being right here, this will bolt up on the top and easily, you know, tightens from the top because it's the top of the banjo. And then right here is where the line's going to be. So instead of going deep here, trying to turn it, maybe messing things up, you can either put it straight this way, you can either put it the other way, but now this hose connection, the AN line is going to be that much closer to the edge of the compressor. So now you can go on there and it'd be easier for you to wrench and put a line on and all that other stuff. So someone online had recommended this, and this is the first time I'm trying them. They're only about, I think, 18 bucks for two. It might have been 18 bucks a piece. I'm not sure. I got to double check the invoice, but essentially these just extended. I did also get an extension for the oil return, and that does pretty much the same thing. That'll extend it pretty far out instead of it being so close, so I can wrench it, remove it, and do whatever I need to. The oil feed is pretty much the same size. I couldn't find a super long one, but maybe I just wasn't looking good or looking hard enough on their website. But I'll check it out. Yeah, and that's the turbo, guys. This thing is heavy. Very, very heavy. Let's get it on the RS3 so you guys can see what it's going to look like. Again, it won't be the final configuration because we don't have the manifold in yet. HST is still making it. But at least we'll mock it up in a way I think it's going to go. And then if it ends up changing, obviously I'll update you guys with a new episode. But again, let's get this on. I kind of stacked up some old little black boxes that I have, plastic boxes that I have, so we can kind of just sit this turbo on. Let me show you guys real quick. All right, so let's take this bad boy and we're going to pick it up. Ooh, this thing's massive. And there's all the stuff that I stacked up to hold the turbo. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart. Oh my God. Oh. That is crazy heavy. Oh man, maybe this turbo might even have to be braced. Oh, don't fall. It's kind of crooked, I guess. This is gonna be nuts. This is gonna be nuts. I think this is gonna be the craziest VR build I've done, only because I'm gonna be shooting for a lot more power. You know, the 2.8 that I have over there is capable of pushing a big ton of power too, but the limitation on the B5 is the driveline. The DQ500 has taken a lot of abuse with just aftermarket clutches and maybe some internals, you know, like the seals and filters and stuff that are getting upgraded. And it holds up to power really well. And again, look at that. 034, off the shelf, engine mounts bolt right up, bolt right to the RS3 chassis, and then also to the passenger side too. So no custom engine brackets or mounts, and I'm using an Audi A3 engine bracket to bolt up to the VR. But what I didn't anticipate is the motor tilting so far forward. I thought it'd be pretty straight up and down. So the intake manifold hits in a couple of the plastic places, so I have to trim and modify that a little bit and clean it, maybe even shave down this flange so the intake manifold comes down a little bit. But guys, this is coming together really nicely. I haven't built the 3.2 yet. I just ordered the internals, and we'll have a special video on the internals, where we ordered them from, where they're coming from, and, you know, again, who else uses them to go fast and make some big power. Again, another shop that's going 7 seconds, that's chasing 6 seconds in their Audi S3 that's VR powered, are using the same internals we just ordered. So I'm actually really excited for them to come in. So she looks really good in there. She looks really good. And speaking of looking really good, Cleo, what's up, baby? What's up? Hey, how you doing? You sleeping? Relaxing? That a girl. There's the 2.8 with the GTX 4502 on there. And this is, again, the G42 1450 with the proper R30 engine build we've never done before. We're being guided by some really cool, really influential, and really knowledgeable people in the VR world, especially in Europe. Big shout out to HST. Big shout out to DP Engine Parts, Panos, Trent Dimos over at eTuners, Astrid. And tell you guys have been really integral in us kind of pushing this car and going for this swap, which is kind of cool. So I'm just giving you guys a small little shout out. Just want to say thank you. Again, when I say DP engine performance, engine internals, same internals that are being used on 1300 plus horsepower VR6s and Audi S3s that are going 6 or 7 seconds. Yeah, not battling it in the 8s, not going 9s. Guys are going 7s and shooting for 6s. So I think we got a really, really good combo here, a really good team that's guiding us, giving us the information we need. And we're going to build it right here. I know We've been talking a lot in our videos as of late. I mean, the last 2 years have been nothing but back-to-back racing, but 2020 has been an absolute dumpster fire. They shut down a lot of the racing events. And because of the downtime, we're just doing a lot more wrenching and showcasing and the development in our cars rather than going out there and racing. So just understand, I saw some of the comments in the last video. Hey man, you know, there's no racing this year. Well, I don't know where you live, but where we live, you got to wear a mask, a damn near, you know, Predator versus Alien jumpsuit to keep yourself protected from other people. Otherwise, they won't let you in to buy groceries or go to a restaurant. So, and especially they shut down a lot of the racing events. The half-mile event that we love going to, Shift Sector, is completely shut down. They pretty much closed every event. I think there's only a couple that ended up firing off. The ones here in California, shut down. So, again, COVID has affected a lot of things here, a lot of people, a lot of businesses. So, hopefully, I'll have this thing firing up and moving on its own power by the beginning of December. Again, we're going to progress on with the build videos, showcasing what we're going to be doing in the car. And then racing with this thing. As long as events are open and things are happening, I'd love to take this to the half mile again. I'd love to take it to the drag strip with the power and the combination of the DQ500 RS3 transmission. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't hit 8s. Easily hit 8s. And I don't want to say easily because it's not easy to ever get that fast, but just understand if we went 9.5 on a stock block with 700 horsepower, 750 horsepower, and there's guys going low 9s with 850 horsepower, I think with 1100 plus, with the right tire combo, the right weight setup, maybe even a nice cage to keep me safe so we don't die while racing and get hurt, I think we can hit into the 8s and maybe even go deep 8s depending on how well we set up the car. Again, we're still learning. We're still new at a lot of this, but I'm grateful for you guys being here, part of the journey, as we're going to be learning along with you. And if you see anything in the video we're not doing right, and by doing right, I don't mean swapping out a 5-cylinder for a VR6, say something in the comments, let us know, message us, DM us, email us. We're learning every day too, and we'll hear every piece of advice anyone's willing to give. Oh, that about does it for today, guys. Again, manifold's not here, so I don't have anything properly mocked up. Plus or minus, we may need to adjust it back and forth as it's a little close to the frame there. We have some room here, so we might have to move it back, but it's kind of cool that this thing bolts right in. Again, we'll be able to reuse lines, or if not, make custom lines such as coolant, oil, whatever we need. We're starting with a blank canvas, so really we don't have to stay with anything physically stock in the car. We can do whatever we want. The only thing I am going to retain is the AC. I'm going to get this to work with the VR, as I want AC in this car. AC is beautiful. Being older now, I understand what the hell I did wrong in my B5 by yanking out the AC. Bad move, bad move. Let me tell you, AC is golden when you're not racing and just cruising around. So you don't get out of your car and you're just drenched in sweat.0Anyway, guys, this is the end of this episode. I want to showcase this turbo and show you which way we're going. Talk about the turbo and why we chose to go that route again. When Zona makes a big enough turbo that's going to make the power goals into where we're going, oh man, I'd love to just snag one of those and slap it on the car. But for now, we're going to pick up and we're going to use the G42-1450 and see how far we can go. Stav's waiting for his 105-69S from Zona to slap on his B5. I think he also ordered another precision turbo in the meantime while he's waiting for that turbo. I'm not sure what he wants to do. We're going to have to get him on camera when he's not working and get an update on his car, as we need to swap out his transmission. And I'm not going to say why. I'm not going to say why we have to swap out his transmission. It's nothing bad on him. But man, he's making a lot of jam in that 12 valve. Man, launching that. I can't wait to showcase that in one of the future episodes where Sav gets to talk about, showcase what happened with his car and what's going on. It's kind of cool. We've got some cool things coming for his car too. Anyway, I'm George, guys. This is Malaka Motorsports. If you haven't already, liked the video. It really does help. It tells YouTube, it triggers that algorithm to say, hey, get the feta cheese out there to the people. The people want the feta cheese. So if you haven't already, like it if you liked what you saw in the video. And if you feel like coming back and want to know when the next video is coming up, subscribe, hit that little bell notification, and I'll kind of give you a heads up when the Greek idiots, you know, put up another video of the crazy stuff they're doing in their home garage. And then, of course, Cleo, whenever she's like taking a nap on the side of it, my little beached whale. Cleo, Cleo, Cleo. She doesn't even want to move. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next episode. Hope everyone has a great Labor Day weekend. Sunday's my birthday. I'm going to try to have a good time. Today is what, Friday? You should be watching this Saturday morning. So enjoy your weekend and hope to see everyone safe and sound next Sunday on our next video. I'm George, guys. This is Malaka Motorsports. Thanks for watching.